Hey, welcome to another episode of Huddle Up with Mark, the Fun Coach. I'm Mark Duncan. This video is going to be focused on your board and how your board can absolutely positively impact your fundraising without even having to ask for money. So first, let's talk about your board. Is everyone on your board giving every year? Do you have 100% participation from your board members? If you don't, you need to change that. You need to ask your board to give. Now, I'm not talking about the blanket request that may come from the board chair at around October or so. That's when the board chair is saying to the board, "Hey, everyone, it's time for us to be thinking about our annual support and what you would like to do. Please consider giving something that is meaningful to you, and make sure it happens by the end of the year." And that's usually what happens when board members are solicited. And 9 times out of 10, you may get 100% participation, especially if it's emphasized from the board chair. But 9 times out of 10, you are not getting what that board member can actually give to your organization. So here's what you need to do instead. You as the board, or you as the executive director or head of development, or both, need to sit down with your board chair and strategize. And essentially what you're asking your board chair to do is to sort of make a statement at a board meeting about giving, but instead of saying, think about your gift and make sure that it's meaningful, your board chair should say, and our executive director is going to be reaching out to you to chat with you individually to talk to you about your gift for this year. So your board chair should be teeing you up and positioning you so that you can get in front of your board members individually, and then you can ask for those gifts specifically. Because if you've got a board member that only gave you $250 and you know they have the capacity to give you $10,000, that won't happen unless you get in front of them to make that ask. So that's the first thing. The second thing that your board can do is make sure that they are thinking about at all times people who can give to your organization, people who have, and if you've been watching my videos, you know what I'm about to say, who have link, interest, and ability. A link to your mission, interest in your mission, or an interest in your mission, or specifically about your mission, and the ability or capacity to give at a significant level. Now, that level can be whatever you internally decide what you consider a major gift to be. Is it $1,000 a year? Is it $2,500 a year? Is it $5,000 a year and up, right? All of these are followed by and up. So it's the minimum number. So when you think about ability, it should be people who can give at that level. Your board members on a regular basis should be thinking about around 5 people that they know that have link, interest, and ability. And they should be sitting down with you, not in a board meeting, again, separately in a conversation with them to talk about how they're going to help you connect with those 5 people. And they don't have to have 5. It could be 2, it could be 3. It doesn't really matter. But it's the introduction, that warm handoff, that really matters. Because without it, you will be climbing uphill. But if you're being warmly handed off this particular prospect by a board member who happens to be a person that they trust, then the likelihood of them trusting you is just as great. And now you have a foundation to build upon so that you can build that relationship, make the case, make the ask, and close the deal. There are a myriad of ways that your board members can introduce you to people that they know that fall in these categories. And there's a variety of ways to do that. And if you want to learn more about that, feel free to secure a free coaching session going to my website, upper right hand corner green button, hit that and schedule a time, and I could talk even more about that. But I won't get into those details right now. They are the connector. They themselves are the link. And then finally, one of the things that will ensure that you will be successful in raising dollars with the help of your board is making sure that you are recruiting the right people to be on your board. So when you're recruiting board members, yes, you certainly can look for those areas of expertise that will be helpful to the overall organization. Somebody with a marketing background, somebody with a legal background, somebody with a sales background, or even a fundraising background, although likelihood is they won't be able to help you fundraise if they're currently doing that. But you're looking for those areas of expertise that can help you advance the organization. But in addition to that, there are 4 other things you need to be looking for that are specifically tied to raising money. And I call them the 4 C's. First, every board member that you recruit should care deeply about your organization. Kind of goes without saying. Second, they themselves should have capacity. And I mean capacity to give at a major gift level, whether that's $1,000 a year, $2,500 a year, $5,000, $10,000, whatever that number is, they should have the capacity to give at that level. Now, I also recognize that some of you are running organizations where your board representation needs to perhaps reflect the community that you serve to a degree, and perhaps the likelihood of them having capacity is slim. But to the degree that you can do this as you're recruiting board members, I highly recommend that you do that. Third is that in addition to having capacity, they also need to be connected to those who have capacity. That's why your board members should be thinking about 5 people who can give to the organization. And then finally, the 4th C is that board member needs to be comfortable introducing you to their friends who have capacity. That is a huge, huge step, because I used to talk about this as the 3 C's, but the 4th C is probably the most important, that they're comfortable introducing you to those people. So if you do all of these things, right, if you stop making blanket asks, having your board chair make a blanket asks to your board to give, and meet with your board members individually so that they can make that gift, have your board members think about on a regular basis, this is prospecting now, right? On a regular basis, 5 people who they know that fit link, interest, and ability. And then finally, when you're recruiting new board members, use the 4 C's, right? They need to care about the organization, have capacity themselves. They need to be connected to others with capacity and be comfortable introducing you to those with capacity. You do all of this, you will not only transform your board and the power that they will have to help you raise significant dollars, but they won't even have to ask for money. How great is that? So I hope this was helpful to you. For more information, again, go to my website, thefundcoach.com. If you want to meet with me, feel free to grab a time on my website to schedule a coaching session with me, a free coaching session. We can certainly talk about what your needs are and perhaps how we might work together. And of course, as always, This fundraising thing, it's not about the dollars. It's about what the dollars do for the people that you serve. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.